The future of Assad. Syria's President Bashar al-Assad faces a very difficult future. The price of his victory: hundreds of thousands dead or displaced, an infrastructure that lies in ruins, and a political and economic recovery that remains uncertain. Perhaps even more problematic for Assad are the expectations of Russia and Iran, without whose help he would almost certainly have lost the civil war to the opposition. Despite working together to support Assad's regime, Iran and Russia have sought and developed different relationships with both Assad and his allies. Are we now going to see a growing conflict of aspiration between Assad's two saviors? Iran has recently been building up its rapport with pro-Assad factions in the security, military, economic and governmental arenas. Tehran's strategy is to try to outmaneuver and out-influence the Russians. To achieve its objective, Iran is also targeting the local communities too. They realize that pursuing this twin, ground-up, top-down approach, they will achieve an influence the Russians cannot hope to match. It's the same hearts and minds strategy they have used throughout the Middle East, in Iraq, Lebanon and Yemen, to establish influence. Iran also has the upper hand over the Russians, as Iran has the political impact, being Syria's most important trade partner, and that includes supplying the majority of Syria's oil. Because of their home economic troubles, both Russia and Iran are looking for payback, with large shares in Syrian investment projects, oil, gas, electricity, tourism, agriculture and in real estate. Indeed, it would be naive of Assad to assume there will be no reckoning with Russia or Iran for their financial investment in securing his success in Syria. The figures are staggering. The US State Department estimate Iran has spent more than $16 billion in Syria since 2012. The estimate for the Russians is between $2.4 to $4 million a day. Ali Akbar Velayati, a senior international affairs advisor to Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, assesses Tehran's spend as even higher at $8 billion a year, a total of $48 billion over the same period. Therefore, for this reason too, Tehran expects more compensation than Moscow. In addition to spending more, Tehran's involvement has gone beyond that of Moscow, who primarily provided only logistical and air support. Since 2013, Iran has provided Syria with lines of credit valued at over $6.6 billion for fuel and other commodities. This credit was in addition to the military hardware and ammunition, wages for Iranian-sponsored Shiite militias, and transfer funds to secure the value of the Syrian pound, in addition to the money Tehran spent as many Iranian citizens lost their lives on Syrian battlefields. Tehran's intention in the Syrian conflict is about gaining strategic goals and influence, rather than developing new economic and trade opportunities. Tehran's investment is in the acquisition of tactical assets, building security, and maintaining a long-term, feet-on-the-ground presence in Syria. To this end, Tehran infiltrates the local communities in the more remote areas of Syria. They befriend the local tribal leaders. They subsidize their day-to-day lives. They provide basic services. They build schools and hospitals. Iran's position is reinforced by remaining an important economic partner to Syria, providing crucial commodities, refined oil products, pharmaceuticals, and ammunition. To secure its influence, Tehran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, has trained and developed local defense forces, LDF, in southern and eastern Aleppo. They underpin their manipulation by making these LDFs self-sufficient entities. It would prove difficult should Assad's regime try to amalgamate the LDFs into the Syrian army. Yet Assad has not fulfilled his promises to his Russian and Iranian allies. Tehran was expecting special consideration in the Syrian telecommunications and energy fields. This may be down to the regime's poor performance in managing the recovery or organising the contractual procedure. Assad may also view accommodating Moscow's objectives as a more favourable course. He may, looking to the future, see them as a more reliable, less controlling and manipulative partner. Offering Russia's privately funded businesses the profitable contracts certainly comes at a lower cost politically than offering them to Iran. As a further consideration, Assad is aware of the problems of trading with Iran as he strives to reconnect with the Gulf states and avoid the financial and political disapproval that would arise from the US sanction threats to those who co-partner with Iran. Indeed, Assad may be hoping to build a future relationship with Washington.